Hi there, folks. Welcome back to Illustrating Edibles. We're still in the herbs, and we're now in the lily family with the large-flowered Triteleia, or the Triteleia grandiflora. So literally, big flower Triteleia. As a food, the large-flowered Triteleia, also called white hyacinth or gopher nuts, not making that up, gopher nuts, was one of the first roots to be dug in spring. It was collected in large quantities by both native peoples and settlers, often with the bulbs of yellow bells, and was reported to have saved at least one family from starvation. There's no other information about that, so I guess we'll just take that with a grain of salt. Plants had to be marked the previous year so that their corms could be located the following spring before shoots appeared above ground. Large-flowered Triteleia was sometimes eaten fresh, but was said to be rather gluey when raw. The flavor improved with a few minutes of simmering, but the corms were considered best roasted in hot ashes or over a slow fire for about an hour. Cooking breaks down some of the starches and makes the corms much sweeter. Some nations dried the boiled corms for later use. The young seed pods were also eaten raw as a nibble or cooked as a green vegetable. Large-flowered Triteleia was believed to have some magical powers and was included in medicine bags to increase their potency. This entry, there's not a whole lot of info, and I'm always cautious when a book talks about, how indigenous people used a plant. So they don't mention which nation in particular would have used them in the medicine bags. So again, we're taking that with a grain of salt because there's not a whole lot of detail. I believe that a nation or two, maybe many, probably did. I just kind of wish they went into more detail. And maybe that's something I should explore. Delve deeper into detail with my own research on these things. So it's, In any case, as you can hopefully see by my drawing, the large-flowered Triteleia is a slender perennial herb, 20 to 60 centimeters tall, with 1 to 2 flat grass-like leaves above a scaly bulbous stem base. So that's when I say corm with an M, that's the bulbous stem base, and it's about 2 centimeters thick. Flowers deep to light blue, about 2 centimeters long and wide, bell-shaped with 3 ruffled inner petals and 3 smooth-edged outer petals, forming flat-top clusters, also called umbels, from April to July. Fruits rounded capsules, 6 to 10 millimeters long. It's found in grassland, sagebrush, pine forests, and hills across southern BC. There's also a little warning here. These corms could be confused with the bulbs of death camas. Never eat wild roots or bulbs unless you are absolutely sure of the identity of the plant. And I try to tell you folks that all the time. I am not a professional artist, professional botanist, or horticulturist, so please don't eat. Any Canadians out there, that commercial, always ask someone you love before you put anything in your mouth. I guess that doesn't apply here because you might not necessarily love your local botanist or horticulturist. Always ask a professional. So my drawing here kind of got away from me today. I tried to be a little rambunctious with my watercolors. I told people my watercolors got sassy with me today. I tried something new, and the big thing was I wasn't patient. I've noticed watercolor is a very patient medium. If you rush things, they bleed in, as you kind of see in my larger flowers. The colors bled all over the place, mostly because for whatever reason I started, I know why. So I washed the entire page in one color because I wanted that effect, and then realized, oh no, I don't want my flowers to be green. What have I done? So I started with pink because I wanted the pink to uncolored paper. So that was a lesson I learned, that the colors actually show up brighter if they have a different color under them than the plain paper. But it's all a learning experience, you know, and same thing with the whole patience thing. I should have let it dry for longer. There was kind of no rush. I do kind of like the bleeding out look, though. I like when watercolors kind of look a bit messy like this. Of course, there are people who do a much better job. You're still able to see the picture, but they have that really nice, almost messy, but like purposefully messy look that it's what I love about watercolor, and it's why I got into it in the first place. But I've learned my lesson, and hopefully I'll get even better as time goes on. This is a very different picture, but I'm pretty happy with it. As always, thanks for tuning in, and if you like this content, please share with your art forward or plant forward friends. Thanks for tuning in. Take care.